What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Sorry it's been a little while, but I'm back to making videos. Amber and I and the kiddo, we just moved into our new house and it's been hectic ever since. He started daycare, I started my new job, Amber got promoted into her position, and a lot of stuff has changed. When we left our old place, we threw away all of our old furniture, we bought all new furniture, etc., etc. And the garage was pretty bare, being a brand new garage. So I wanted to add some flooring in there, power, lighting, organization, stuff like that, just before I started tearing into the truck. But I wanted to make this quick update video just before we jump right into a full-length episode, because it's been a little while. I kind of need a refresher. I'm sure some of you guys need a refresher. A lot of parts have come in for the truck, so got a new drive shaft, fuel system, all of the brake line, tons of other stuff. I'm just even trying to think off the top of my head right now. There's just a lot of stuff. A few changes are going to happen, nothing major, but it'll help speed up the process. Hopefully we'll have this thing running here within the month. That's the hope. And I also have another little side project that I've been working on this entire time. So I'll also make some videos on that too. So let's get down there and check it out. There she is in all of her glory. I'm telling you guys, you need to build a vehicle that makes you smile every time you see it, no matter how ridiculous it is. I'm not even kidding. The first night I brought this truck home from storage, I looked at it, peered over, I was walking to go grab some tools, and I just looked over it and started laughing. I need a grenectomy because it's absurd in every way, but it makes me happy, and I can't wait to go sliding around in this thing with my friends. And I think everybody should build something that makes them that way, and all the haters, fuck them, dude. Just kick them in their ball bag. So first things first, I'm gonna be removing the CD009 out of this truck and putting my SRKA hybrid. And I know, I can hear it already through the computer screen. I know, I get it, but here's why. Here's my reasoning. Okay, I have a Maverick adapter plate. And if you don't know what that means, let me explain. This plate doesn't have locator dowels on it. So that means that this transmission isn't really precision fit to this adapter plate. Instead, it's just kind of squeezed on there with bolt pressure. And I'm not too stoked about it, to be honest, because the second this thing rotates or torques, you risk damaging the pilot bearing, or worse, the input shaft bearings on the transmission. And I don't know if you've seen the price of CD009s lately, but they're going up just like everything else. And the second thing that really just makes me shake my head and man, it makes me frustrated, is that in order to get the starter off, you have to drop the transmission. Yeah, dude, literally it has these conical Allen head bolts that when you bolt the starter in, they sit flush with the adapter plate, and then the transmission bolts on. So yeah, if everything else on this truck was healthy and working and I just needed to replace my starter, I'd have to drop the whole damn transmission to get to it. Not too stoked about that, but hey, you know, that's not a deal breaker, but the dowels really are. Second thing is, I'd have to modify my transmission tunnel, because a single piece drive shaft from, say, Drive Shaft Shop, the second my rear suspension compressed, it would slam straight into the back of the cab. So I'd have to definitely index that and fix that whole tunnel. And you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I really don't feel like doing that shit right now. So instead, I wanna grab an SRKA hybrid trans that I made, bolt it up, because it's gonna put it in the factory D21 location. And then I can put this old cross member on that I pulled from a junkyard truck, and that carrier bearing holder after I clean them and paint them, and voila, I'm done. See, that easy. And I bought a brand new 2-piece drive shaft, set up, ready to go, carrier bearings already on it. No issues. Boom, I can just put it in. Is it as light as a Drive Shaft Shop piece? Hell no. Thing's fucking heavy as shit, but it's gonna work, so yeah. Moving on to the fuel system, you'll notice that this isn't the same one that I had before. The one I had before was a 17-gallon sumped inline configuration type tank. So it had a sump out the bottom with 2 outlets that was made to go to an inline pump. This one actually has a full hanger assembly, and this little guy pops off right here, and this is how you fill it with fuel. And there's a hanger in there, just like your factory, regular OEM vehicles hanger assembly is. And this is nice because I wanted to make my fuel system as simple as possible. So I have a Walbro 255 in-tank pump in there, and I'm using a Holley Hydromat. If you've never seen one of these things before, you need to look it up because they are really cool. This is a 15 by 15 inch cross. And what it does is it's basically like a giant strainer that wicks up fuel wherever it touches it. So I'll take this whole ring off, pull this out. I'll connect that Holley Hydromat with all of its fittings to this Walbro, get it to the right height. I stick it down in the tank. You have an arm that goes up this way, this way, this way, and that way. So no matter what I'm doing, so if I'm braking really hard, if I'm accelerating really hard, you know, if I'm turning either direction, no matter where the fuel sloshes, it's always gonna be touching one of those little arms. And if it's touching one of those arms, it's gonna pull it. And that removes the need for a surge tank. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. But if it's as good as everybody says it is, then it's gonna work great for this truck. Also, I live in Texas, and with the ambient heat coupled with the radiant heat coming off of like pavement when you're driving and racing and stuff, it kills inline pumps really bad. So I like to have the fuel pump submerged in fuel to keep it nice and cool. That way I'm not running through pumps all summer trying to keep this thing alive. So last but certainly not least is the garage. Did a lot of stuff in here. That's kind of what my main holdup was for a little while, but it's really shaping up. Still need a few things done in here, but it's getting there. I have a shelf on order from Home Depot, so that should be in pretty soon. That'll go over there. I have a mini split unit coming in. I'm gonna install that thing. So it's got a heat pump on it too for the winter. So it'd be nice to have air conditioning in here in the summer and heat in the winter. So I'm not sweating my sack off and also not freezing them off either. Let's see. Yeah, probably the first thing you noticed was you don't have epoxy in your garage anymore. What the hell, dude? You made a whole video on that. Well, you know, I am a human and I do make mistakes. And first thing that I didn't realize is how much glare that floor has. It's still under there, but the sun rises over here and it's pretty intense here in Texas. And it comes right down and glares right up into my face. And then if that's not enough, these lights do the same thing. Plus, when I dropped some hardware on the ground, I was looking for 15 minutes for a small ass screw on the ground. That wasn't fun. It like dropped off of here, but it bounced way over there. My face was pressed up against the concrete just looking for it because all the chips disguised everything. And I've done that multiple times. That was frustrating. And then I heard about these. They're PET plastic and they're waterproof, commercial grade, stain proof. I actually took one of these gray tiles right here and one of the test piles from the sample pieces that I had, and I dumped 10W30, old 10W30 on it, let it soak for a little while out in the sun, and then I just threw some Simple Green on it and I hit it with my pressure washer and it all came off. I mean, it left like a little tiny little itty bitty stain, but I mean, I let that thing sit out there and bake. But it worked out pretty good. Couldn't even see anything off the dark gray one, but the light one had like a tiny little stain, which, you know, that's good enough for me. It's cozy on my feet. It's nice to come out here barefoot. It's really easy to maintain. Let's see, next thing, I also put up this garage door opener deal. I need to put insulator panels inside of these garage slots, so that way the AC works better. Went ahead and insulated that wall. This one's interior to the house, that one's insulated. My son's room's up here, so that's insulated. Same thing with this one. This one goes into the house. This is also insulated. Then I did knockdown texture for the first time. If you do this for a living, my hat's off to you because that shit sucked. Yeah, I'm not joking. If you guys do this for a living, kudos, because I couldn't do that, especially like 104 out here and it was super humid because of just the texture baking off. That was wild, but I think it turned out all right, you know, for a first timer. And then I got this big ass fan up here. Thing sounds like a Piper Cub taking off. Check this out. Yeah, prepare for takeoff. So there's that thing. Did the wall trim. I still need to paint this piece right here, but did it all the way around. Did that myself. Pretty pleased with that. Got these new cabinets. This height adjustable table deal. My sound system's back up. I don't know. You guys know the deal. Just kind of making this place my own. And then, yeah, there's the 2005 Infiniti G35 sedan that I bought as a project. It is a 6-speed manual. I'm working through it, you know, doing my Inner Sanctum Radco, you know, makeover on it. So it'll have its own episodes and its own series. All in all, not too bad of a car, pretty clean all the way around. But it's just kind of generally in rough shape. It looks like Injuku and Z1 Motorsports threw up in my house. There's so many parts for this thing that just showed up. So should make for some pretty good videos, I suppose. I mean, it's just something to kind of get me, you know, out to the track while I'm still shaking this whole thing down. But anyways, that's pretty much it, guys. It's good catching up. Let me know if you want to know anything in the comments. Catch you on the next one. Cheers.